The robotic race of humans, known as Exos, are another part of Destiny's fascinating universe. As a proud Exo myself, it's something that really intrigues me. So today on Dismantling Destiny, we're going to be talking about who are the Exo? During the golden age of humanity, before any Guardians were brought to life, numerous technological and scientific advancements were made. No one was more at the forefront of this than the man Clovis Bray. You may have seen his name around the game because so much of his work influenced our society. He was, in the worst sense of the word, a genius. Very power-hungry and obsessed with his own personal image, he pursued the bleeding edge of technology so he could be remembered. It was less about genuinely improving human life and more about leaving a legacy that would never fade. This led him to pursue the greatest achievement that he could think of: immortality. His goal was to provide some way for a human mind to live inside of a machine indefinitely. Once they were able to transfer a person's personality into these so-called exo minds, it was clear that, although they had achieved it, they were far from perfection. With time, all of the patient's minds would loop or crash and follow the same cyclical patterns of cognition. They weren't really considered living at that point, or capable of original thought. This problem was inevitable in every trial of the Exo until Clovis Bray found a mysterious artifact on the moon called the Anomaly. You can actually see where the anomaly was stored and researched on this PvP map. The artifact had some connection to the darkness, and it drove all of its researchers insane, but Clovis was able to commune with it. This entity, which he called Clarity, urged him to go to the icy moon of Jupiter called Europa, where he would find the secret to immortality. On Europa, he found an entire darkness statue which he dubbed Clarity Control, and you can see it in the raid, the Deepstone Crypt. The Deepstone Crypt was the place where people were laid to rest, and thus reborn as Exos. The statue provided him with further instructions to expose Vex radiolarian fluid, the Vex glowy white stuff, to the forces of the darkness, and use that new substance in creating Exos. Miraculously, the looping issue was fixed. Now that they've used this new substance, all of the newly created Exos were able to think and live on as real people. However, new issues arose. Exos started to experience dissociative exomind rejection, or DER, which was where their mind couldn't accept the reality that they were living inside of a robotic body. Some people thought they had died, and this was their own personal hell, while other people believed they were trapped beneath some sort of metal casing and literally began ripping their own limbs off. It wasn't pretty. One workaround was mimicking human behavior, like giving them a sense of hunger or letting them feel nauseous or weary. This helped curb their mental insanity because at least they still felt like a living person. We've seen instances of Exos eating and drinking, but it's not necessary to their function at all. The other solution to DER that they came up with was the process of rebooting. The Exo's mind would be reset with all of their memories hidden from them. With each subsequent reset, their mind would become slightly more deteriorated, and eventually, with too many resets, they would go insane. The Bray Foundation hypothesized that an Exo's mind couldn't withstand more than about 20 resets. You can actually see the number of times that an Exo has been reset right in their name. For example, we have Saint 14, or Banshee 44. You can tell that Banshee's memory is a little dodgy, to put it lightly. The Exo Stranger, or better known as Elsie Bray, was Clovis Bray's granddaughter. She was crucial in stopping Europa from being invaded by the Vex and is now helping us on our journey to understand the darkness. She has lived 1,000 lifetimes because she's stuck inside of a time loop. Every time she dies, she goes back to the same point and relives life again. She has seen the dark future ahead of us where the darkness wins, and it's now her purpose to help us change that before it's too late. With every loop, she learns a little bit more, and this time, the light is going to win. The Exos have some fascinating history, and it's really cool to see how these technological advancements affected human society, and us as Guardians. Well, that's all for this video. Thanks for watching. See you next time.